Hello, I'm Luke Nella and welcome to Best Replays of the Week. In this episode we have a Luchs defending from the bottom, a fat ninja scout, and a KV-5 proving the doubters wrong. Here we go! Let's kick things off with a replay from Cold 7, a sniper from the American service. The sniper arrives on the fiery Salient, taking command of a German Leopard 8. Cold 7 sprints to a fire position and opens the match with a dead-eye shot from 430 meters. That sets the tone for the early part of the match. The sniper engages targets at extreme range, falling back when fired upon. A couple of opponents try to close the distance, but they all die in the attempt. A significant enemy force shows up to contest the central plane. This leaves their sides exposed to the sniper, who makes the best of the opportunity. There's one more at the back. Visible or not, your time is up. This side of the map is clear, and the hunter goes looking for more targets. A tree falls over, revealing an enemy's position. The sniper crosses the tracks and catches the slippery object. A KV-4 lands a hit on the Leopard, but pays for it with its life. There's an E3 here as well, but it's not much of a challenge. The last opponent is an IS-3, a surprisingly difficult target as it sprints down the hillside. One last shot secures the victory with 7 kills. Nice shooting there, Cold 7. Too many dings to qualify for the tank sniper medal, but 9,169 damage from more than 300 meters makes you a sniper in our books. In the next replay, Yoni 101 from the EU region lands on Malinovka and decides to do a bit of scouting. A classic approach to scouting on this map is to dash across the field, spotting as many opponents as possible before dying. Let's see how that works out when driving an Oho. Yoni takes a couple of whacks right away, but the tank doesn't much as slow down. As soon as the nose is pointing roughly towards the incoming fire, this scout can just shrug off whatever is thrown at it. Yoni lobs an HE shell at one of the foes and tumbles into the water with all the grace of a pregnant hippo. That was refreshing. Now, how about those enemies? This is a scout replay, remember? Watch how the Oho sneaks up on a Yaktiga like a ninja. The TD retreats, but the world's fastest ninja is hot on its heels. Boom! The AMX CDC has the good sense to run, but there's no escape from Yorobi. Boom! There's still opponents left unspotted, so the Oho lumbers onwards, crushing one opponent with its sheer mass. The T-34-1 tries to start something, but it should have brought a bigger gun. Things are getting a little intense here. What is it that scouts do in this situation? Oh yeah, they take cover behind a rock. That's it. Maybe this will help. Ouch. No, still hurts. Yoni punishes the 112 with a good hit to the side. A bulldog charges. The scout manages to get in a shot, but the Oho has given it all she's got. Allies avenge the scout right away, and the last opponent doesn't hold out much longer. Not the most traditional display of scouting, but there were some ninja-like moments in there. Sumo wrestlers come from Japan as well. Maybe they are masters of stealth, and we just don't know it. Next up is a plunky little Luchs defending the base from the bottom tier. Dumbbell, who plays on the Asian server, lands in a tier 7 encounter on Prokhorovka. Sitting in a bush for a while is tempting, but a rival seems to have the same idea. Dumbbell gives the interloper a taste of the autocannon and backs off for a moment. Now that territorial dominance has been established, the Luchs settles into the bush and relaxes. Okay, maybe not. The autocannon doesn't even dent a Panzer IV. The Luchs dashes about, keeping to the western flank. Would this be a good bush? Nah, better move on. There's a nice soft target in the middle of a map. Attack! No wait, this one instead. And now for the Cromwell. Daka Daka. Dumbbell scouts close to the railroad tracks until driven away by a near miss from the Arctic. A Swedish autoloader is sniffing around on the western flank. It's an excellent target for the autocannon, and the Allies are happy to finish the job. There's an enemy in the capture circle, and another one. Okay, at least 3. All the remaining opponents are heavies, and 2, 3 tiers higher than the Luchs. It can't be helped. Nobody else is in a position to defend. Here goes. Daka Daka Tog. The reload is ready, and an FV-304 eats a whole belt of ammo. It's not quite enough for a kill, unfortunately. The fearless defender dives back into the circle. The SPG is finished off, but the Luchs takes her hits as well. And another one. That's the hit point buffer gone. Dumbbell repairs the track and runs like hell. Maybe a stealthier approach would work. The Luchs finds a suitable bush, backs up for total concealment, and opens fire. Okay, that seems to work. Whistling down the Tog takes quite a while, but it's just a question of patience now. Okay, it's time to dispose of the SPGs. The defender deals with the relay and takes a shortcut down the steep cliff. A track breaks from the strain and saves Dumbbell from a perfectly shot by the arty. You lucky so-and-so. The Luchs gets moving again, but an ally reaches the SPG first. GG. That was a heroic display from a Luchs in a tier 7 match. Bottom tier scout plus no premium ammo equals me thinking you lot will enjoy it. Well played, defender. Now let's watch a crucial contribution from Master Boss Lord, also from the Asian region. Boss Lord drives an FCM 50 ton and is fortunate enough to land on top tier, in the Sacred Valley. The FCM's crew are so pumped that they attempt to drive up a mountainside, and the gunner fires off a few shells just for kicks. Seeing what lurks behind the corner dampens their enthusiasm quite a bit. Boss Lord fights cautiously, timing shots carefully. When the opportunity arrives, however, the FCM leaps forward and wrecks a Ferdinand without mercy. Boss Lord backtracks a little and taps a KV-13 through the wall. An ally finishes it off, and the FCM rolls on to attack an STA-1, which seems catatonic. Incoming fire is starting to become a problem. So, Boss Lord pushes forward,
like a boss.
Kills a Russian,
Like a boss.
Gets shot,
Like a boss.
Doesn't drop,
Like a boss.
Dodges fire,
Like a boss.
Much admire,
Like a boss.
Yeah, I got it.
The FCM's armor means nothing to an OE, but that's alright. Boss Lord has no intention of getting hit. 3 more to go, all of them identical German heavies. A long-range shot fails to connect, so Boss Lord heads in close. The heavies end up dueling around a building. Boss Lord breaks the Falca's track and keeps it locked in place. Getting frustrated, the Falca blows away chunks of the building until the FCM charges into close combat and ends it. While waiting for something else to happen, Boss Lord kills time by destroying the base. The second Tiger Spy prototype attacks the remaining ally. Boss Lord fires a shot in support, but the Jagdpanther is done for. Boss Lord uses the time to clear more of the terrain, but as soon as an enemy tank appears, it gets a shell through the turret. Okay, they are both here. The FCM is a higher tier machine, but this is definitely a challenge. Boss Lord whittles down the hit points of both enemies. One of them pushes in close and lands a hit before going down. The last opponent is understandably cagey, and Boss Lord is playing cautiously as well. The FCM's gunner lands a difficult shot, while the opponent raises a giant plume of dirt and snow. Boss Lord could actually afford to take a shell at this point, but a clean win is probably a matter of pride. Like that. That was a very professional game from Master Boss Lord. A solid 7-kill carry, and one where the victory was never really in doubt. We're coming to the end of the episode. This time the finale is a selfless Confederate game from the European servers. Rocket Blaster rolls out in a KV-5, ending up in a Tier 9 battle on the Fiery Salient. The KV rolls east, climbs the hill, and pauses for a moment. Here we go. A snapshot connects with the Speerpanzer 1C and the Allies finish it off. Good start. There is a heavy enemy presence here, but the KV-5 plows into them, utterly fearless. The Tier 9 med is done for, and Rocket Blaster turns to face a Chiri and a Tiger Spy. Another round, and another wrecked medium tank. The 107 Ziz barks once, and the Chiri is gone. Ouch! Enemy artillery is awake, and it really stings. A Tiger Spy charges forward, but Rocket Blaster tracks it. The gun struggles with the German heavy's glacis plate, but keeping it tracked for allies should be enough. There we go. Thanks, guys. The KV's hit point buffer is gone. But Rocket Blaster leads the charge anyway. Follow me! Death or glory! The agile KV-5 leaps over the tracks to attack Tiga from behind. I bet it didn't see that coming. The comatose Pershing is just 3 damage, but I think Rocket Blaster has earned the bonus. Well, hello there, Artie. The AT-15 is the last foe standing, but Rocket Blaster's shot misses. It's GG. Nice, just a single kill, but the KV-5 was definitely the hero of the match. The stats looked good enough, but it was the dauntless attitude which really made this replay shine. And that's it for this week. I'm not much of a rapper, but maybe it's time to Waffenträger again, this time with better pronunciation. I'm Luke Neller, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Best replays of the week, 42. La 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la. Then I said, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la.
And a single hit from a grilly. Ouch! Better not get coffee. Not bad from the shaman. Some guys were even saying just say Luchs, like look. Oh, a ninja sniper fired from the roof, and the opponent's close no more.
Best replays of the week, 42. Come on.
What it says, I know. Oh, use Kalamazoo says, I know.